So today we're going to start building the miniature couch for our miniature living room. This is all the fabric we're going to use. It tells us to glue the pillows together. Instead, I am going to hand stitch them because gluing the chairs together was such a struggle that I don't want to deal with that again. So instead, we are just going to stitch all of these pillows. I think looking at the size of this fabric and realizing it's gonna make 3 pillows made me realize just how tiny these pillows are gonna be. We are gonna start with this one. I'm just gonna use a couple clothespins to keep it in place while I cut them. Now we have all of the pillows cut out. Now we need to start assembling them. So I have a little sewing kit. As you can see, at one point my dog ate part of it. We're gonna need blue thread and I'm going to use white thread. For this one, I was debating if I wanted to use this kind of like light blue color, but I think white would just be easier. I am really hoping that stitching them together is going to be easier than gluing them together. I can't imagine anything more difficult than gluing them together. But let's start with this fun pattern. So we're going to stitch the sides and then turn it inside out, stuff it, and then finish the last. So I'm going to use a little clothespin to keep it in place. And let's get the thread going. Threading the needle is honestly the hardest part. I have 2 out of the 3 sides threaded. Now I'm just gonna like flip it inside out, put a little stuffing in there, and then we can finish sewing it up. Let me grab my tweezers. I think that will help flip it. I don't even know if it's gonna need this much stuffing. Okay, let's finish sewing it up. So that is what it is looking like. It is not the cutest, I fully admit that, but I think if I tried to glue these together according to the instructions, it also would not be cute. So these 3 pillows are now done. It took me about a half an hour to do them, but at least I know how to do them now. So I'm assuming the next 5 are gonna go a little bit quicker. I started on the white one and it is so much easier. Honestly, these ones are the smallest, so starting with them was probably the best idea because now everything else seems easy. My one complaint is the weave on this fabric is so loose. It's like tearing apart when I'm trying to stitch it. So that's a little frustrating, but hopefully I won't tear it too much. Okay, let's get this one stuffed. 5 out of the 8 pillows are now done. I just have the blue ones left. They're not the cutest, I will fully admit that, but luckily I think we'll be able to hide them pretty well. Or like the bedroom pillows are gonna be like in a pile. Hey, all 8 pillows are now done. Do I think I saved any time by hand stitching them instead of gluing them? I don't really know, but I didn't get angry and have to walk away, which is what really counts because I had to do that with the chairs. Now we can start assembling the rest of the couch. Everything is now cut up. We can start assembling the couch. Fingers crossed it goes smoothly because I don't have it in me to struggle today. So we're starting with this one. Cushion goes on first. The cushion was not cut out straight. Let me see if I can trim this end a little. Okay, and then it goes on to this guy. Goes face down on here, and then saying to loop it around. And we gotta cut little points at the end here so it can fold properly. Add glue to this side. And this gets folded over. Okay, this one is done. This is supposed to be the backrest. It looks so bad. There's so much glue everywhere. What's worse is now the suede is peeling away from the fabric because of how much glue I had put on. So this is just complete garbage now. So we're gonna have to completely cut out a new one if we're gonna want to try and make this work. So while this is just drying, I'm gonna try and do another one and see what we can salvage. That one is at least done. One of them is done. We got these two, which I think should be hopefully pretty easy, knock on wood. I did a terrible job cutting that one. This one might be good because it's just sticking to the wood, which it can stick to wood. It's just when I try to have it stick to other fabric, it does not want to stay. God, that was so easy. I mean, not super easy, but like compared to this one. Okay, we have 4 done, 3 left. Okay. I think these are as dry as what they're gonna get. This project was terrible. I cannot recommend this kit to anyone. Everything but the upholstery has been fine, but the upholstering just does not make sense. So when I was clamping the fabric to help it dry, some of the suede started peeling off in like a few places because why are we like soaking suede in glue? Like that just seems like such a bad choice. I don't know who made this. Why did they make it like this? I do not know. But let's assemble it. It looks terrible. We're just gonna buy a sofa. We gotta put the little shoes, or not shoes, legs on the couch. Okay, now those can just be left to dry. Okay, I don't know how we want to try and put the backrest on here. I don't really know if there's a good way to put it on here. Maybe we'll do the tacky glue, the clear glue gel. I mean, we know the fabric glue does not work, so I'm not even gonna bother trying to use the fabric glue to get these to stick together. I gotta find something to brace this. We'll just use my toothpicks. Let's do the cushions or the armrests next. Oh my gosh, I almost forgot the little throw blanket, which will be really nice to hide more of our mistakes. So I just gotta trim up some of the shaggy tassels. Now our little slugs have a blanket to keep them warm on the couch or to snuggle under while they watch reality TV. Now, in the photo, they just had it kind of draped kind of across everything, which isn't a bad thing because then it kind of hides our mistakes. Here is what the couch is looking like. I finally got it dry. I am just so happy that it's done. I think this is the last like big upholstering project that we have. The back cushions, I couldn't fit 3 across, so I just did 2, and then the accent cushion, which I feel like looks pretty good. So the one thing I did that was not according to the directions, because the directions wanted you to fold everything in, cut that little flap, fold that in, and then fold these guys over the top. That is impossible to do. So what I did is I just wrapped it around the edge and then cut a little piece of scrap that went and covered the ends to hide them. It looks halfway decent, it doesn't look bad, and I got less angry doing it that way. But this is done. And now we can move on to the upstairs.